Today in my reading, I stumbled across a quote that I would love to share with you. It's from Ryan Halliday in his book, The Daily Stoic, where he says, ego is the sworn enemy of our ability to learn and grow. And I really like this. I love how it's written, and I love the stakes in a lot of the writing of Stoicism. The sworn enemy. Who talks like that these days? So good. What does this mean, and why does this resonate with me? Well, that's what I'd like to share. So first of all, let's unpack ego. What is ego? That's a big question, but in this context, I'll be talking about ego is our identification with self, and we can be very egoic or have a big ego when we think of ourselves highly or think essentially that we're so great, that we have all the answers. That's someone who's very egoic, right? But in a sort of more classic sense, yeah, ego is the aspect of ourselves which we are identify with as us. You know, there's all these different parts of us. There's the bit that watches, and then there's the bit that we think we are. That's a whole thing that I don't have time to explore now. Very interesting, very useful. And ego gets a very bad rap because a lot of the issues that people have in life come from being identified with a certain version of themselves that likely doesn't serve. Especially in spirituality, you've probably heard or seen memes about taking vast quantities of DMT so that you dissolve your ego and have an ego death. And all these things are aspired to as a good thing, this idea that once we're liberated from ego, then we'll be this greater, more noble version of ourselves. And I think there's a lot of danger in that area of thinking because ego actually has some really great uses. That, again, that's a topic for another video because it does undeniably often get in the way. When we, in having big egos, think we know the answer to something, think we know or have the right perspective, that blocks us off from being able to see other perspectives. If I already think that I know everything about a topic, well, you're not going to be able to tell me anything. I will disagree. I'll say, whoa, I'm the expert here. And they might have incredible advice that could change everything. But if I think that I'm just the genius that I'm probably not, well, that's my ego getting in the way of my ability to learn and grow. If people point out some flaws, some faults, hey, you did this thing, it wasn't so great. If I'm being very, egoic, I might attack that person. No, you're wrong. I'd never make a mistake because I'm actually quite perfect. Clearly, therefore, you're in the wrong. That's, again, ego getting in the way. If instead we're able to go, wow, that hurts a bit and I can take it. It's a blow to my ego. It says, hey, maybe I'm not as great as I might think. Okay. If I'm actually strong enough to be able to wear that and go, oh, yeah, maybe I did screw this up. Maybe that is a weakness of mine. Oh, great to be aware of that. And that's something for me to work on and develop. That whole line of thought is not available to someone who thinks that they are in the right, who is egoically attached to, oh no, I'm correct. Because part of, ego not getting in the way is accepting that we're not as perfect as we might feel comforted to believe that we are, if that part makes sense. So the final part that I'd like to do here as I scratch my eye, itch my eye, is tie this into my work. So I'm an ADHD coach. If you're not familiar with that, I am essentially a life coach who helps predominantly people with ADHD because I have ADHD also. And in my work, I call out a lot of people's bullshit. I challenge them all the time. I love it. It's really fun. And I'm good at what I do. But right early on in my process of onboarding, I guess, as you say, of choosing who to work with, very early on in that process, I need to identify if someone is coachable or not coachable. And whether a person is or isn't coachable really almost does just boil down to how attached to their ego they are, or how big their ego is, to use that language. Because to be coachable, to be able to receive feedback that could change the direction of your life, and especially the way that I coach, I must call out bullshit. I must call out flaws. I must find the ways that you are thinking that do not serve you and challenge them and say, hey, that's wrong. That thing that you're doing, that way you're approaching or conceiving or conceptualizing yourself or the world, that's the problem. And someone who is unable to accept that they might be the problem, in fact, they're perfect, but they just need some strategies for everyone else who's annoying, I can't coach those people because they're not looking to be coached. They're looking for someone else to tell them that they're right and to encourage them to do the thing that they already know is the correct thing for them to be doing. It's very easy for me to identify these people, and straight away I'm like, we're not a good fit, have a good life, bye. Look, some I've really pushed through, but I've learned not to try. They may come back if and when they're ready, but if at that point they're identified with, yeah, no, it's just not going to work. Which I'm sure that you could understand. People can't come to me saying, please help me, but not with the things that are actually causing the problems, because I don't want to look at them. How far do you think we're going to get? And I get results. I work with people who are capable of getting results, and I push hard. It's not comfortable. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to get you incredible outcomes and grow. So you can't do that if you're already in the right spot, or even thinking that you're in the right spot when actually you're not, because you're suffering. Anyway, you get the point. That's me throwing away some energy from those interactions. Yep. Oof, clear that right out. Don't need any of that around here. So, calling in beautiful, awesome rock stars who are growing and learning and evolving because they're able to sit in the discomfort of acknowledging the ways that they may not actually be that perfect. And if that's you, I respect the hell out of you. That is just a binary yes or no. You are able to learn and grow. And if you can do that, if you can handle that discomfort, in my books, that makes you absolutely awesome. And I'm a big fan. And you should hit me up because we could do some work together. No, I'm joking. I just hope that this helps, that this gives you some validation that is a path that, in my professional experience, is a great path to walk. And if you're someone from the other camp who does think they're always right, or maybe someone sent this to you and was like, hey, you should take a look at this, and you're like, you maybe fucking look in the mirror. Maybe there is something here for you. So, and if that's uncomfortable, great. That's a good sign. Keep going. Okay. That will round out today. Thank you, as always, for your time. My name is Jack. I appreciate you being here. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, I post a new video every single day talking about something that I believe, if you're able to receive the message at its core, will help you in some way. And how you apply it and what you do with this knowledge or information is, of course, up to you. But I wish you truly the very best. And if you like this, you want to see more, subscribe so you can see me tomorrow. But look, honestly, do those things. But really, I love comments. I love hearing from people. So if this resonated, if you disagree, if you agree, if you've had experiences here, or even if there are some key takeaways that you would like to record for yourself to help you really consolidate this stuff, write them down now, and the comments are on your own terms. It will help you. That's what this is all for, me trying to help you however I possibly can. Have a wonderful evening or day or whatever time that you're watching this. Farewell.